Community marketplaces like these could be an alternative to the legalization of street vending in Los Angeles. The students have set up a meeting with the college administration where they will also voice their frustrations. Mateo also helps out her community by offering free consultations on immigration cases. Some seasoned students started a club called Revolutionary Scholars. It is a support system for students who are former inmates. One of their goals is to help with the transition from life in a jail cell to life on a college campus. Tenants from 3 apartment buildings in Westlake are facing rent increases of up to $400 a month. One tenant says the building is in poor shape.
There should not be no rent increases if the building is crumbling inside out. There's rat infestation, roaches, termites.
The buildings are not rent controlled, so the owner is free to increase the monthly rent. The tenants union helps organize and educate residents who face similar situations. They say that staying united is the best option in fighting the owner's tactics.
Honestly, they have it real hard because the law doesn't protect them. The only thing to do is ask for help and stick together. A unity definitely makes a force.
Elena Pop is a lawyer for the Evictions Defense Network. Pop says they are working to expand rent control, which doesn't apply to buildings built after 1978.
The landlord just wants to put money in his pocket at the expense of the tenants. The rents are too damn high. Tenants are rising up all over the state of California to fight for rent control because the rents are too damn high.
The owner has yet to make a comment on the rent increases. The LA Tenants Union say a rent strike can be one solution for the residents. In Westlake, I'm Tomas Rodriguez for Valley View News.
Chicken shawarma a la carte? Yeah. Falafel a la carte? Chorizo a la carte?
Shawarma tacos and chorizo kebab make up just one part of the menu at Excelsior Kitchen, an eatery of Oaxacan and Lebanese dishes. Located in Boyle Heights in East LA, Felipe and Ignacio Santiago opened their diner after years of working in Middle Eastern restaurants. This unique combo usually shocks people.
When people come here, they are surprised at the Oaxacan dishes mixed with Lebanese cuisine. It's something people can't believe.
The brothers come from an indigenous Mexican community known as the Zapotecs from the state of Oaxaca. The oldest sibling, Felipe, worked since a boy in construction and other jobs to help financially support the family. Out of necessity, he immigrated to the U.S. as a minor.
It was really difficult to leave your family behind. I came here for them as well.
Felipe has always been a father figure to his younger brother. Ignacio followed in his brother's footsteps and joined him in the kitchen years later. Their American dream became a reality after they converted an old taco stand to what is now Excelsior, which translates to thank you in Zapotec.
I always dream that one day I will have my own business and work with him. That's where I will repay everything that he did for me.
This restaurant's humble backstory is just one of several success stories of immigrants looking to improve their lives in the U.S. In Boyle Heights, I'm Tomas Rodriguez for Valley View News. Lisbeth Mateo has been an activist for undocumented immigrants since college. Mateo recently opened her own practice less than 1 year after being sworn in as an attorney.
This is the beginning of everything that I've worked for. All my activism, all my work over the years, it was necessary to get me to this point. I always wanted to be an attorney.
In 2013, Mateo traveled to Mexico with 2 other activists where they met with 6 streamers who had been deported or forced to leave the country. They finally reunited with their families in the U.S. after spending weeks at a detention center in Phoenix. Mateo lost her DACA eligibility because of the trip, and she has no legal protection. But she says undocumented immigrants like her can still find ways to succeed.
Over the years, I've learned that there's ways to thrive and there's ways to win, even if you don't have legal status. And so that's essentially what I'm trying to do here.
Mateo is an undocumented lawyer handling immigration, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. She faced several obstacles along the way, but with support from her family, friends, and the community, she was able to open her own practice.
They're the ones that are making this a reality. They're the ones that have basically given me the tools and the confidence to say, yes, I'm gonna open this practice and I'm gonna go for it, even if there's a lot of uncertainty in the future.
Mateo also helps out her community by offering free consultations on immigration cases. In Wilmington, I'm Tomas Rodriguez for Valley View News. Some CSUN students started a club called Revolutionary Scholars. It is a support system for students who are former inmates. One of their goals is to help with the transition from life in a jail cell to life on a college campus.
New resource center on campus.
CSUN students quickly found that starting a club for former inmates would not be so easy. Lily Gonzalez was locked up for 4 years for a nonviolent crime. She created a place on campus for students like her who were once caught up in the penal system. They needed a place to get academic support services. She helped organize the Revolutionary Scholars Club, but at first, the university was reluctant to help.
But at the time, maybe it was the stigma that comes with a formerly incarcerated student population that CSUN was like hands off. I don't know the reason. And so when I heard that, I felt very much like I didn't really belong on this campus, or if I did, it was in a very hush-hush way.
The Revolutionary Scholars Club has a small center. Students attend support meetings, get updates on classes available to them, or use a computer. UC Riverside professor Dylan Rodriguez has studied jails and prisons for 20 years. He says college can be difficult for students who once served time.
Some people have trouble getting housing. Some people are uncomfortable having to check the box, the proverbial box around if they've been incarcerated, if they've been convicted of a felony, etc. Some folks have issues with financial aid, and then other folks just have issues with the kind of stigmatization on campus.
Diego Paniagua works at the club center located at the Chicano House. He's studying for his master's in Chicano studies. After getting his bachelor's degree, he realized his criminal record kept him from getting a good job. His past didn't go unnoticed.
I was under the assumption that education was going to be my way out, and my BA would speak volumes over my background, but my barriers happened after I got my BA, and my major was in humanities, so I was trying to work with a lot of schools, and schools wouldn't hire me.
Getting that good job is just one challenge. The barriers to academic success can be just as daunting, and many of the students have their own stories of struggle and perseverance. They want the campus community to know they can succeed against many odds.
That what it'll force all of us to do, including those of us who are teachers and professors and even administrators at universities and colleges, is understand that there's an ethical obligation for us to join formerly incarcerated people in challenging all of those societal boundaries that continue to kind of denigrate and undermine their capacity to just live life.
Revolutionary Scholars says it eventually wants to build a bridge between CSUN's campus and those who are currently behind bars. Live in Northridge, I'm Tomas Rodriguez for Valley View News. Pero esto no fue fácil, costó mucho trabajo para conseguirlo, pero ahora es una casa para estudiantes indocumentados, donde se habla sobre apoyos financieros disponibles y otros recursos también. Daniel, ¿por qué es importante conseguir estos espacios dentro de la universidad?
Antes que nada quiero recalcar el trabajo que hizo Jacqueline en ese tiempo. Si no hubiera sido por ellos no hubiéramos tenido el Dream Center, porque como hay una frase que la escucho mucho en mis clases que dice la lucha continúa, y es cierto, la lucha continúa desde que ella empezó. Jacqueline, vemos que sí es posible para los estudiantes indocumentados tener éxito después de la universidad. Daniel, te faltan unos años para graduarte, pero ahí estamos en la lucha. Jacqueline, ¿qué tipos de consejos le puedes dar a Daniel, pero también a los estudiantes indocumentados aquí en CSUN?
Creo que más que nada, una de las cosas más importantes que a mí me ayudó mucho es mantenerme de cierta forma aún apegada a las personas que me ayudaron.
En este momento nos gustaría invitar al panel al señor Carlos Montes, un activista chicano que justamente hoy en la mañana fue parte de una demostración en Garfield. Bienvenidos, Carlos.
Muchas gracias.
¿No puedes explicar un poquito sobre esta demostración hoy en la mañana?
Sí, cómo no. Mira, yo estoy muy orgulloso de que los estudiantes esta mañana de la escuela Garfield High School salieron a protestar las injusticias en las escuelas.